never heard that, but that's the origin of cap. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look.
There's a principle that
Right.
we have to follow.
Yeah.
We have to have.
Be true to yourself. You don't have.
And when I came back, the place was a mess. So I knew I was missed.
Deep in here now. Now
It's
deep.
incredible. Man. I love it.
Me
That's
too.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And applying the recovery, I thought.
Hey, good day, everyone out there in the world. Welcome to the Mission Foundation's Get in the Herd podcast. We have a special guest. Me and Travis decided we're going to do something different. And so he surprises me and I surprise him. So this Thursday, did I tell y'all Thursday? When did I say Friday or Thursday for when I texted y'all?
Whatever you
Thursday.
say is just a house
Thursday,
of
right?
lies to
Thursday.
me right
Yeah.
now.
So Travis has on once a week he gets to provide a special guest without telling me, and then once a week I'll provide a guest without telling him.
And I couldn't think of anybody more special or a special guest than my friend Joycey.
So
That I
what
love.
he ended up doing, everybody, is like 5 minutes
Finding the
ago.
most special of guests.
5 minutes ago, he texted Joyce and said, "Hey, will you come up to me?"
I talked to Joyce earlier, remotely, my third eye.
But anyways,
She
that's what
heard
we're
me.
doing. That's what we got going on today. And before we do all that, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. So first, we want to thank the Farley Center. Farley Center is located in Williamsburg, Virginia. If you have any questions at all, please give Kelly Eason a phone call. She is a resource broker, so she will help with anything. Give her a call, 804-638-7329. They take commercial insurances. They are a treatment center. They're located in Williamsburg, Virginia, and their name is the Farley Center. They're actually a great center. We have a staff member here that works here that's an alumni of the Farley Center. So give them a call if you have any questions, you're looking for any help. And then we want to give a shout out to Rooted Hair Studio. They're located in Colonial Heights, Virginia. Their number is 804-919-3851. And check this out. If you say McShin, you'll get a 10% off your purchase. Use code McShin and you get 10% off your purchase. And take a look at Joyce's hair. That was done at Rooted Hair Studio.
It was not.
Oh,
But if it was, it'd be so much more fabulous.
you were
And
modeling.
And she's already got great prices. So an extra 10% off, guys, is a steal.
you were modeling your
I'm
hair.
always modeling though.
Mm.
Okay.
It seems like it was done at Rooted because I see no roots at all.
Yeah.
There's no roots.
So check them out, y'all. Mention McShin, you get 10% discount. They're located in Colonial Heights, Virginia, 804-919-3851. Rooted Hair Studio. Thank you for sponsoring us. And then our last sponsor, but not our least, because Travis and Steve have a couple sponsors they're getting. If you're looking for some trainings, give Seed Institute a call. Michael Edwards, 804-939-0541. And if you mention McShin, you will be able to get a 10% discount. Just mention McShin to Michael Edwards and he'll give you a 10% discount. They do different trainings. They also help individuals start up their own business, LLC, their business. So I don't know what's going on over here. Thank you for our sponsors. We greatly appreciate y'all. If you have any questions about these three places, please give us a call. Prayer requests, please continue praying for my orphanage here in Kenya.
I don't think that's
Not the old orphanage
Been
that's
getting that a
catching
lot lately.
flames of fire in Kenya. We love Kenya, and we love orphanages,
Hmm.
and we will pray.
Well, we will definitely pray for convent. Not. Don't even do it.
We'll have to research this
All right.
orphanage. Not that we don't believe you, but we want to believe you.
Why is what have you been getting these like random things?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, all love. All right. So Travis is in charge here. Travis, you decided to bring Joyce on. What's your topic here? Because we know all about Joyce and she's shared her story up here. So what's the topic that we're going to be breaking down today?
We are gonna break this topic down. And me and Joycey had talked about this before, and normally I like to go light with Joycey because we got such a fun banter. But since this does seem to be a real problem, I said, why don't all three of us put our collective brains together and see what we think about this situation? Now, Joycey brought this to me a couple weeks ago, and the topic is I think I can go out one more time.
Oh yeah.
I think I have one more
absolutely.
in me.
Yeah.
And Joycey had like a very powerful situation that happened to her that contained like family members and some text messages and some voicemails that seemed to touch her, like affect her. And like when I heard it, it affected me deeply too, because like a lot of people like have this in them, one more run. You hear this all the time, one more run. I got one more run in me. Or people that are starting to catch on to recovery, they think to themselves, oh, I don't have one more run in me. But of course, like everybody has one more run in them, but are you going to survive it is the question. Can you come back from it? And like and this is a constant thing on people's mind when they're trying to, should I stay, should I go, am I grounded, am I
Are you looking for
rooted?
something specific over
I
there?
was actually looking for the voicemail.
Okay,
So
all right.
thank you, Mr. Wasaki.
All right, yeah. No,
Mhm.
okay.
So
She was just on her phone. I just didn't know what she was doing. So
What do you mean? I'm busy.
Jesse, if you ever interrupt me again, I will.
sorry for interrupting you.
Yes.
The phone was throwing me off.
So Jesse, do you hear this a lot? Have you seen this situation a lot? Have you experienced yourself a lot? Like, you get started off and you think to yourself, well, I got one more chance at this. I guess this would be defined as a reservation. But sometimes in my head, it's not so much a reservation. It's just like
Yeah.
I can still do whatever I want to do.
Well, I think what happens too is that, and I know most individuals can relate to this, is that, okay, I'm gonna go into rehab, but I'm gonna try that one, I'm gonna get so messed up one more time, and then that's it. It's no more, And I think and what Travis was talking about is when I first started doing intake back in 2020, this actually happened a year after, about 2021. I had this young lady call me from Maine, because we have a partnership with Maine, or we work with Maine, a police station in Maine, right? And they'll call us and set up people to get services down here to us, which is a really neat thing. And I really wish a lot of more police stations would do that. But she called me and she was so excited. She left me a voicemail. Hey, I'm looking to come down to you guys tomorrow. I just need if you can call me back. So I called her back. I was talking to her all night, telling her what to pack, get ready, kind of explaining to her about the program. The girl was excited. And then the very next morning, I got a call about 9:30 in the morning, and it was from her mom, and it left me a voicemail, and she was crying, and she said, I think this is the rehab that she talked to last night, and I just want you to let you know that we found her deceased this morning. So it was like one more, she was ready. She wanted to come to, she wanted to get better. She wanted to come to recovery, but she thought,
you gotta
know
put
what?
that microphone closer to you. They might not hear you. Sorry.
So anyway, I'm in the middle
You're saying
of my talk.
some good stuff.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
I guess now I forgot it. Now she wanted recovery and she was ready for it, right? But she said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just get high one more time, and that one more freaking time was her last time. And I do have the voicemail, like where her mom called and is crying, and it's like crazy to me because the right before that voicemail was the voicemail that young lady left me the night before, saying, "Hey, call me. I'm ready to come down there." And the next time it's her mom crying. And when we try that one more time, we don't realize we're not being selfish we're not just being selfish to ourselves, but we're being selfish to our family, because our family's the ones that's got to deal with that. So, that's the thing that really got to me. And we were talking about it because there's, overdoses always happen, but in this last couple months, it has been crazy. Like every week we're hearing somebody new that we know, alumni or
Yes,
friend off the
yeah.
street.
Overdose has always been like an issue,
Yeah.
but now particularly like with the synthetic drugs and the fentanyl and everything being mixed together, and then every drug dealer's a scientist now putting Xanax, this and that in it. Like it's like particularly more dangerous, and like the overdose rate has climbed. That's just a statistic. So just as a personal experience, like whenever I would go to rehab or like any kind of help, like I always wanted that last one.
Mhm.
Like I needed that one just to even just turn myself into jail, go to rehab. In my mind, like my addict thinking was always like, well, I need this just for the ride one more time. Just to maybe even in my mind, like my disease is telling me all kinds of things, just to make it through the first day. Just to get in the car and go. Like actually one time before I turned myself into jail, a girlfriend I was with, she said, what's it going to take for you to turn yourself into jail? And, my response was, like a gram of dope and some drugs and a ride up there. So like one more time seems like this stuff. Now that I'm thinking about it, this doesn't even seem like something that you have to think about. This seems like an automatic thing for an addict to think, yeah, well, I need that last one. And so like what Joycey is saying through her story is sometimes that last one is exactly that.
Mhm.
It's your last one. Now this is something that you have to be very aware of now that I'm thinking about it, because like I've came to recovery one time before and was thinking I don't want no more, you know? And then now the situation might pop up where it's presented to you.
Yeah.
Like even in a recovery setting now so your response to that, like you have to be very vigilant about this now, because my response wasn't the right one, because I was thinking, oh, I'm catching on to recovery now, and somebody pulled something out, and my first response was one more,
Yeah.
and it almost
'Cause
took
it's
me
right
out,
there.
you know. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
there.
And so what you're saying is very deep and powerful. What do you think about it, Jesse?
Yeah, I mean that definitely that is very very touching. You know, and sad, right? To
Mhm.
get a phone call like that. You know, those phone calls suck. You know, I do think that it is what y'all are describing is basically a reservation though. And you know, one thing that I've learned over time, and you know, is that we have to rid ourselves of all reservations.
Mhm.
And so reservation is just setting something up to do, right? You know, and so sometimes in the back of our mind, getting one more is the reservation. I can get one more and then go. You know, I can do it one more time, and I did that. You know, I don't know if Joyce, if you did that before you went over to the place you went to in Williamsburg or Newport
Well,
News. I know I remember one time I drove around Ohio because I was trying to get ready to go into treatment, and I had my sister drive me around everywhere trying to find dope, you know, because I wanted to get one more. So I mean, that's definitely can relate to it.
Yeah. Think about this, like right the point before you go in. Like Jesse says he was riding around and like so like reservations would be something that you learn about like once you got into recovery or heard about something. I know like some of you that this might be the first time you even heard of it. So what we're talking about, like the dangerousness of it. So like Jesse didn't want to go in. Like art, have you ever said in your mind, like if I don't get this last one, I'm not even going in? So that would be a situation where you're not even ready. But like if you're ready to come in and get some help, or you're tired of the fight, like let that last one be your last one. That's my suggestion. But so like once you get past that point, so like if you get into somewhere and you're looking for some help and you're getting some help, then now the word reservation pops
Mhm.
up, because like you're still kind of working on instinct before that.
Yeah.
You know, you've just always got high, and now you're thinking like you got fears, you got trepidation, you have all kind of anxiety about what's getting ready to happen. You know, you want some help.
Mhm.
You know that it's like this is the end. But you know, how do you always deal with anxiety? Now here's where the solution part comes in. What do you do? Like, do you still continue to use to get into the treatment like this young lady did and lost her life? Or what's the solution right here, Jesse? What's something you can tell yourself, like, because even before you went in,
You lost me. I guess you're going too deep, Travis. Sometimes I get lost trying to pay attention to you.
sorry about that.
Yeah. But I want to go back to
Because that's the
because
yeah, sorry.
if you're confusing me, then you're probably
Yeah,
confusing
yeah,
somebody else
sorry, I
out
went
there.
too deep. We were talking about the point of entry, like
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
come in.
Yeah. So this is what I know about addiction and about recovery. All right. So all we need is a desire, right? You
Mhm.
know, and you can have a desire, and that you know, that doesn't mean you're ready to get clean. You know, it could mean you're still. There's plenty of times I was sticking a needle in my arm and I had desire to stop using. You know, and I had reservations too.
Mm.
Right, the reservations don't just magically form when you come into recovery. They're there before recovery as well. But you know, keep this in mind. All you need is a desire. Everybody out there, if you got a desire, that's the first step. You know, a desire to stop using. Right now, I watched my son tap me on the shoulder and ask for a shot of dope, not knowing what the hell he was doing, and I still continued to shoot the dope. But I wanted to stop then and there, right? So I
Yeah.
had a desire, right?
Right.
You know, but I had some reservations about going and getting some help. right? You know, I had some reservations because of, you know, things that I thought and things that I didn't want to go through, you know, whether it's detox, whether I got to go to jail, whether I got to go into a treatment center and sleep next to people, you know, so there was some reservations about wanting to do that. So, you know, that stuff is definitely, it doesn't, because if I was following you right, you were saying, you know, you got to come into recovery first to have a reservation.
No,
And
no, no.
that's
To
not-
even understand what a reservation is. Now, let me explain this. With in mind, what we do with these videos around here, this is a question that's popped up from like our participants. Like, they don't know what a reservation is.
Yeah. So a reservation, which I was explaining earlier. So it's just setting something up to do, right? If you look it up in the dictionary, that's awesome. You know, it's almost think about, you know, when you want to go out to dinner, you call in and you reserve a table, right?
Yeah.
And that's all you got to think about as a reservation, like you're reserving something to do. So a lot of people will kind of like make it simple, like what we're saying, right? You know, reservation is, you know, if something bad happens, I'm going to go use, or
If my mom died.
yeah, stuff like that. But like, you know, when we dig deep into recovery, you know, Travis, reservation is when I start to do like dishonest stuff. It's usually a reservation in my program. You know, that's once you get clean, but you still have reservations before you get clean as well. You know, when you're trying and attempting to do that. But I mean, no matter how we put it, man, it's just sad that, like, you know, somebody was right there. Right, because that's what I heard when
Yeah.
Joyce was talking. Like, she was
Yeah.
right there,
Had her bags
ready to
packed.
make that decision.
excited.
You know, and this, you know, sooner, you know, even in recovery or not in recovery, there comes points in your life where the only thing that's between you and that next one is your relationship with God, right? Your relationship with a power greater than you, whether you want to call it Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, like some type of relationship with something greater than you. And then I know there's something greater than me, you know, because life, you know, look, every form of life that you see came from life. So that means there's something greater, right?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, flower came from another flower, like from a seed, right? You know, you came from your mom. She like life. So there's no, you know, and I'm not trying to dispel the Big Bang theory here, but I'm
It's
just
been
saying,
dispelled
yeah, I'm
on
just,
the internet.
yeah.
So it must be true.
So-
It's over with
so-
for y'all.
you know, so what I'm saying is, you know, there's a power greater than me. There's a power greater than us. You know, and there's gonna come a point, right? You know, when that's the only thing that'll keep you from picking up. You know, and when you get into recovery, you know, we've been doing such animalistic stuff. You know, the
Instinct,
you
just
talked
running
about
off
the
instinct. Yeah.
degradation. What was that T word you used? You used it earlier.
Trepidation.
Trepidation.
We have trepidation.
So like
yeah.
those things that you've done, like just think back in your life, Joyce, like the things you've done. Like sometimes when I rewind and I think about it, I'm like, oh man, I was a really bad, like nasty, grimy, did some effed up stuff, right? But that's what blocked me from. That's why we were stuck in that cycle, right? You know, because we were getting blocked from that power greater than us, because we got all this stuff going on around us. You know, we can't see it. Now we get clean, like, and now Joyce is able to see like the power in this girl calling her, and then the mom the next day. You know what I mean? Like now you can see it more, because the truth is, people were dying left and right.
Yeah.
Right. We just didn't see it.
Yeah.
You know, we seen it, but we didn't see it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Now that we're deep in the field that we're in, yeah, it's probably seems more prevalent. You know,
It seems more prevalent, but it's because our eyes are open.
Oh yeah.
Like they were just, yeah.
Or we didn't care. Yeah. Yeah, actually, that kind of behavior was like promoted in our circles, you know, like whatever it takes, like we'll do whatever we got to do. Like it was actually like, you know, smiled upon.
Well, yeah, well, you know, when somebody went out, like we wanted to go find that dope that they used.
Yeah.
Oh, what dope did they use, man? I want to find out.
Or run their pockets too.
Yeah.
Also, run their pockets, and where did they get that from?
Yeah.
Jesse, remember when you went out in the ambulance and they put the mask on your face?
And I threw up.
Inside the mask, right?
Yeah.
How'd that smell?
I got threw up on the ENT person, man. I just woke up and was like, bleh, all over.
What they hit you with back then? Was it Narcan still back then?
It was something. They hit me with something to pop me up. I don't know if it was a mix, because Narcan, it had to be some form of it. I don't know.
Because in my head, I always imagined they put the mask on you, right? And then it was like a Pulp Fiction situation. You know, somebody was like, give me a marker.
And
And
then
they put it right there. And then a big needle on 3. And then Jesse just pops up and pukes.
all I know is I popped up and puked. And look,
Yeah.
here's the other thing. My area, my groins area, whatever we want. I don't know the proper. My pant was soaking wet, right? And it
You
was
peed on yourself.
no, it wasn't from piss.
Usually that area is wet because you pee on yourself.
It was wet because so
Here goes the justification, y'all. If you read the first step, all right, continue,
wet.
Jesse.
it was wet because they put ice. I was in the middle of freaking project. I was in downtown Blackwell. Well, not down. I was in Blackwell, and the dude that I went out with, he's freaking out. So he put ice on my,
Your
my
pants
ball,
area?
yeah.
And that's a myth.
What
If
can
anybody's
I say?
watching
Yeah,
out
it
there,
doesn't
come to
work,
find
right?
out that that's a myth.
Yeah.
Well,
So he must have put a lot of damn ice there because it was so cold. Unless I peed, but I don't know. I was like, why the hell am I wet? And
was the
throwing
ice
up?
yellow? Did
So
it look
worse.
like
And guess, yeah,
the ice at a concert in the urinal?
Like it was Dr. Pepper. Look, and guess what, man? I still didn't get clean after that, right? I still went.
Were you angry about them like waking you up? I've heard that a lot
Yeah,
too.
'cause-
Like somebody
'cause
coming out of it like, hey man, you just ruined my
takes-
stuff.
Yeah, it makes you sick. Yeah.
And that wasn't a no. Jesse had a lot of reservations back then. What else you got, Joyce? What are you feeling? Anything?
Well, I remember when I had my reservation, I believe, and I think that's why no one picked me up from rehab. Because like when I had went to my first place, I was like, well, I just went in the store and got me all this beer and stuff and bootleggers, those little bottles, and it was in the car. And my mom was like, "You're getting clean," and I was like, "I know, but if I'm gonna go there, I got to get right." And that's how my thing was. And then next thing I know, nobody picked me up from rehab because they thought that was going to be the same thing that happened. So I ended up having to get transported down here. But I remember, to me, it took like a few times going through detox and stuff because I kept reservations like. As soon as I got picked up, someone told me some bad. Oh, you should have told me that when I was in detox so I get help. Sorry, now I'm gonna drink.
No, I'm gonna drink. Yeah.
So it kept on to it until I just eventually, like you said, Jesse, I prayed to my God and I felt like there was something different that I had to do. I've already done this like 4 times in like 3 months. I was one of those people that keep going to detox and thinking I'm going to get better.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
It's
I
hard
tried to make a change.
It's hard to put like a finger on it because I was trying just for like when we use this later like a specific example of. I know it's hard to put a name on a specific example of a reservation. Because I was thinking of them too.
Specific
yeah,
example.
give me a specific example of one of your reservations, like
Yeah,
something
so-
you thought in your head.
Well, not thought in my head.
Or
This
you
is-
that
so,
you had.
So just for viewers and for us, so reservations will get pinpointed out. If you do step work, they'll get pinpointed out in the first step, right? And that's where it talks about you have to rid yourself of all reservations. And I had a few reservations. I had a lot, but I had when I finally started digging into step work, some of the reservations had already worked themselves out, but then there was some that I didn't know. They were deep rooted ones, and I had to talk with them. And one of them, for instance, is I kept driving without a license, right? So yeah, you're probably thinking, why the hell is that so I would drive without a license, and it was a reservation in my program, right? Because I was doing a dishonest act, and dishonesty always was the starting point for me to get high, right? And then I had another reservation where that I could sell drugs, right? It was a reservation of mine. Well, just get clean and you can sell drugs, right? And then another reservation was cheating. Like I was I was not a faithful person, so that was a reservation of mine. Can I be a committed person? So those are examples of reservations. Now, like the common examples that people will talk about is, losing somebody close to you, right? If somebody passes away, I'm going to use, right? I've heard that so many times when I used to work at another place before I came here, and people would come into this place and they'd be like, I'm good, man, but if my mom dies, that's it. I'm gonna go drink again, So those are common reservations, but they're deeper reservations.
Yeah. The more you peel the onion back, I try and keep it right here at the for the base core of who I'm thinking about. So like, here's another manifestation of a reservation. As you were talking, I was thinking about it, like keeping phone numbers in your phone, like drug
Oh,
dealer.
yeah.
Like that's a common one. So that would be an example of it, and that's like one that I held for years. Like I would keep them in there, and like in my head I would be thinking like
he's my friend, man.
Yeah,
That's
he's my
that's
friend.
homeboy,
That's my
man.
boy. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but like you're keeping it in, you're reserving the right to call him later.
Mhm.
Definitely a reservation. What do you got? What's another one of yours, Joyce? What was
Um,
one of yours?
I think also like holding on to my scale.
Yeah.
Like I had that for a long time. might have even had that in Smith House, but I didn't.
I love it when these truths
But
come
it-
out.
But like I never did anything, obviously, like ever since I went through my rehab. But I just always had kept my little scale that I had. I guess it was kind of like to me in my mind, it was like a memory, like like at the times. But then like
Would you sell weed or coke?
cocaine.
Cocaine?
Cocaine.
Yeah, I Joyce, I did the same thing. I thought I was a coke dealer.
Yeah, he did.
I
I used to
rode
cook
around.
that junk right on back too.
Yeah, see, I ain't do no
Oh,
cooking. I ain't do no
skills.
cooking, but I definitely thought I was a coke dealer. And I ended up being my biggest
But
customer.
it actually helps me in our RP assessments nowadays when people say different things. I'm like, that ain't right.
You're already hip to
know?
game.
Yeah.
What was the final straw like in your head? What did you work through? What was the decision that you came up with in your head where you were like, I'm throwing the scale away. I'm done.
Oh, that's when I became like the herder.
Oh,
So I was like, I don't want
When you had your walkie-talkie?
Yeah, remember when we called?
You know what? Pay attention to this, Travis, because she freaking grinded before she got a position.
so did I.
Whatever, man.
I did.
I used to help her herd back then for the 3 weeks that I was here.
Oh, that's where he stole the walkie-talkies. What you didn't? He stole.
Travis.
We
he
shared the
said-
walkie-talkie.
He didn't steal it because I handed it to him. He said, "Hey, let me see that real quick. That's cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, Travis, look what I have." And then Travis says, "Hey, there's a gun. Someone's facing it. Pointing a gun at me." And
Shots
everybody
fired. Shots fired.
And everybody thought it was the guy that was doing the maintenance there that was calling for help. And he's like, "No, I'm good, guys."
122 in Bush. I got him at gunshot. I have him at gunpoint.
But for all you viewers out there, and then if Travis decides to play this, guess what happened to Travis shortly after that?
It was a reservation.
You come in here playing with recovery, and you're gonna.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah, you
recovery's
play
gonna-
It
around.
actually happened less than a week after
Yeah, that's
that.
what recovery's gonna give you, man. Travis
Yeah.
ends up ODing in one of our houses, and one of the individuals that OD'd with him died.
Yeah.
So
Taking it as a joke.
yeah,
Yeah.
Not taking it seriously. Not even, understanding how to do it right. Take it seriously, joke around. You know what? Not knowing how to surrender.
And you know what, though, within a week of that happening, of me allowing you to do that, me playing with you, I lost my job as being a herder as well, because I was showing, that I wasn't taking it seriously. Just said, "This job ain't for you." And I'm like, "Okay."
He gave you a promotion.
But let me find something else that's
Yeah,
for you,
he
because
did.
you definitely are good.
Mm.
Hey, Steve, will you do me a favor for scroll all the podcasts at the bottom? For real, I'm gonna give them all one shout. I'm really, really, really happy for these sponsors that we got. So just if you're tuning in, you see this, you see these sponsors scrolling across. If you need your hair did, call the Rooted Hair Studio. If you need some trainings done or an LLC, called CD Institute. And if you're looking for some treatment, give the Farley Center a call. Their numbers will be scrolling down at the bottom as well. So, we're talking about reservations. I think it's a great topic. We're talking, sharing that story about what happened with, Joyce early on in this position. Joyce, I'm pretty sure you've probably seen and heard. Well, I know you have, because we've been going hard together for a good while now. We see so much stuff happen, and some of it is it kind of like sparks the light bulb for us. Like,
Mhm. This is why I'm.
this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is why I'm here. This is why I need to continue to do what I'm doing. Does that happen for you a lot?
All the time, it seems like it. Just like I think really what gets me, I definitely love to help the individuals, but it's really helping the families, because the families go through so much when we're in active addiction, and they're just looking for that hope. And to me, it's everything when I have a family member call me and just say thank you, for what you guys have done for my child. And sometimes we're not successful. I mean, it happens. I've had a couple, individuals who have passed on, but their families called us and said, "You know what? When he was with you guys, he was the happiest he ever was. He really enjoyed it. He had the best meal he ever had." He would talk about, different things that people have had experiences with that they went home and told their families about. And their families like, you guys gave us a little longer with him,
Yeah.
So I honestly, I love what I do. Like I never forget. It's like when you get complacent and you just get like settled in your life, then all of a sudden something will spark that'll remind me, like, this is why I do what I do. This is why I love coming to work every day. So that's like a big thing. It's just the families and their gratitude I always get.
Yeah, I can understand
Like
that spark of inspiration.
Mhm.
We had a guy that came to our program. He's still in it. He picked up his 90-day chip. His
Yeah.
family came up. They came to
Yeah.
10-step and everything. Like I'm real close with this family, and just to see the relief,
Yeah.
the family's relief. So that does make you think, what did they go through roaring in?
Absolutely.
You know?
but it's also, I tell individuals who come in and they get cocky in their recovery, right?
Mm.
The one thing that gets me, and that I grind my like teeth when I hear it is like, oh, I don't have a desire to ever use again after they're telling me after 60 days.
Yeah, they're
And that
good.
damn desire is there forever. I think
Yeah.
like it's always something in there that we're all like one shot away,
Mhm.
one drink away, anything from making a change. But that when people always tell me, oh, I don't have a desire to use anymore, I don't know what it is, but every time someone's told me that within their first 60 days, they have always relapsed. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's
Yeah.
a statistic, but it's always happened. So please don't tell me that. We work on this every day to get rid of the situation. This is not something you come into a 28 30 90 day 30 60 90 day program and the desire goes away. It's always there. You just got to work on how to put it out a little bit.
When it
Well-
gets activated.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
let me
Shit.
because let me help you out with that, Joyce. I
Mhm.
want to so you can lose the desire to use,
Mhm.
right? But like what Joyce is talking about, you've been here 30 days, 60 days, and all of a sudden I've lost the desire to use. It's not that it's not. I wish it was like that.
Yeah,
Mm.
It's just
yeah.
not. It's just not that easy. Now you can lose a desire to use, but you can still use, right? Go ahead and make one bad decision, right?
Mm.
Like for instance, like I don't have a desire to use today, but I might wake up tomorrow and not do the work I'm supposed to do, and the next thing you know, I'm at the bar drinking, right? So yeah, today I don't have a desire to use. Right now, I don't want to use, but some shit can happen in my life, and if I don't use the tools, right, Joyce, you just you suffered something devastating to you, right, and you used the tools that you had learned over the past 3 years, 4 years, being here 4 years, five. I've been here 5 years now.
5 years.
5 years. The last 5 years rolling hard, you used every tool that you had. And same thing happened to me. I used every tool that I had, right? Because the desire will come back, right? But you can lose it. I just want to make sure we clear because I don't want anybody out there to get off, oh man, I'm always gonna want to use. No, you'll lose the desire, but that don't mean that it won't come back.
Pop up
You
on
better,
you.
you better do the work. Like you got to continue to do the work, right? And that's where the growth and the change comes in. You got to continue to do the work and grow. Trav, let me ask you something, because I know Joyce, I know Joyce's, Chevy, like that's like Mom Dukes to me, and to you. She don't really like you though, Trav,
She
but
loves me.
but
It's a
but
love.
she is like forever grateful for Joyce, and it's always like love you. You always, and Joyce is always taking care of her. Like yeah, like I'm the worst with my mom. I don't know how you do with
It's very quick phone calls. You don't even have to
So-
say it. You just
Like,
mouth
my-
the letter eh, and I already knew what you were talking about.
Well, what I wanted to ask you, and I don't want to, I don't want to make it a touchy subject, but like because we were talking about family, healing families and saving lives, and like God had just talked to me, because I just had this conversation with somebody about something we want to do here at McShin, and like I've been resistant to it because I feel like it's not going to work, but like I always got to listen to God, and when you brought that up, Joyce, I was like, all right, maybe it is time for us to do this, because the family piece is important,
Mhm.
right? But has and I know Pops was supportive and helped you out with some financial stuff, but do you get, are they like calling me, oh man, Trey, I can't believe you're doing so good, man, you're awesome, you're rocking out? Do you get that
Constantly.
really from Mom and Dad?
Constantly. And also just as like a direct byproduct of me walking the walk that I'm talking this time, like they're starting to they take a look at their stuff now, like and
You know
it's
what's-
been helpful.
It's sad, like my mom never, like it's a blue moon, she might be, oh, I'm so proud, like you're doing so good, but we got like a very sick, like me and my mom's relationship is
Yeah.
I don't know, man, it's just unhealthy.
You'd be actually you'd be surprised. Maybe I must have been very ratchet, because I'm like, why are y'all so proud? Like I went to a funeral. It's like my whole family. We're so proud. It was like slightly
Everybody see
embarrassing.
you.
I was like, look, can we
Like-
somebody, can we give honor to the dead guy? It's not my day. You know what I mean? We're having like this whole powwow out there, like with blushing faces. I'm so proud of you. I mean, it's an ego booster. I know eventually that stuff wears off. So the pats on the back, but
yeah,
I'm so like yeah, it's been more than just the immediate family. I'm talking about like cousins.
everybody's doing it.
Yeah, like everybody.
And you're right, man. Like what you're doing definitely will because I mean, I know your family personally, man, and like some of them are still in active
Mhm.
addiction. They need to see that because eventually they'll be like, "God damn, Travis can do this shit.
Right.
Then I know I can do it."
Yeah.
Right? You know, and that sparked with Joyce, not necessarily with the family, but with the friends.
Mhm.
Like Joyce's tried to help some of her friends. It didn't really work out, right? But
Mhm.
she tried to get a couple of them, and they seen her and like, I want what she wants. But that's one thing, man. Like, I hurt my mom so bad. It's like to the point, and then she's got some mental health stuff going on, right? Like some severe mental health, but it's like she's scarred so bad. It's like everything that usually spews from her is like,
Negativity.
yeah.
Well, I can kind of see it because like, well, now you got a lot of years to clean, but you always think, because we've had other attempts and we've had our own ideas. And so sometimes even to yourself, you're probably thinking, I wonder if they're thinking, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like when is this con game going to end? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you said that. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what happens to a lot of people is like with their families. I get people all the time that say, I don't know why they won't tell me I got 6 months clean. But you know what? They've probably been through that with the individual.
Been doing this for years, right?
yeah, they forget about all the prison stints and all the, this
Yeah.
is the last time. And
Yeah.
one more $20, please. I will never ask you again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the years and years roll by and like, we're so oblivious to it until we take a look and we like see how our behaviors were. Like we don't even think of just all the like the cruddy shit just piles up so much that it's just like we think it's just like one big sorry and it's over with. Everybody should trust us after 6 months.
After that, you're trustworthy.
Yeah.
Come back to my house. Here's the keys. All that.
You'll
good
even
stuff.
get angry, like, why don't they trust me?
Yeah.
I'm clean.
Or why did they get so mad at me and cut me off now that I used again? I had one that said that, like, I don't understand why they. Well, dude, they got so happy because you got clean for 60 days, and then you decided, you know what, I want to use one more time.
I love what Joyce is saying about that 60 days too, because like I'm not judging at all because I had this and the confidence that she's talking about is a case of the I knows.
Yeah,
I know everything after 60 days. It took me about like way long, and like that's never going to go away. Just but you can check it once you're aware of
the
it.
important thing is that you and I get this from Jesse, so don't tell him that. But it's to remain teachable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, to not know everything. Like I constantly, I mean, like I said, I'll be here 5 years in April. Then actually 5 years is in March will be my 5 years sober. So 5 years at McShin in April. But one thing I've always done is like, even though I've been here so long, I still remain teachable. I still like to take criticism back. You know what I mean? Like what someone has to say. I still take that back, even though I think I saw an awesome car that someone should buy.
Yeah.
But I take criticism very
I
well.
think Joyce is explaining humility.
Yeah, humility and Joyce, you definitely mastered the being teachable around here. But it shows like when you're willing to allow somebody to teach you, and it don't. Like I'm not naive to think it's got to be me, right? But when you're willing to, it just so happens me and Joyce work hand to hand together, right? She'll use what I've taught her on me now, like remind
she'll
me.
flip it.
Yeah, she'll flip it. Well, don't you remember you're the one that
It's very
so,
Sun Tzu-y.
Yeah, and it's good though because it's a reminder. Oh, Jess, you better tighten your. What are you thinking, right? You ain't no different. You ain't no better. Like you got to do the exact same thing. But like when you allow somebody to do that in your life. Like just look at what's happened though. You know what I mean? Like I allowed somebody to teach me and mold me and guide me, and I'm able to freaking be the chief operating officer. Like come on, man, y'all. I was shooting dope and running around in prison. Like who would have freaking thought? I never would have thought none of this stuff, right? And it's the same thing. If you just sometimes we gotta humble ourselves, allow somebody to teach us. But I wanna because Joyce was talking about family members that she's dealt with, but I want personally our family members, right? Because some of the viewers you like to show this, right? They want to know our personable side, right? Did you Joyce, did you get resistance from your family? You know what you're talking about, like, oh, I don't believe her, that kind of thing. Did you ever get it from any years?
I don't think I did. But if I did, they may not have said it in my face. But like no one said anything. Like, honestly, I'm a private person anyway, even with my family. So like my mom was the only person that kind of knew what I was going through or whatever. Not a lot of people knew I was getting sober until I did do it and I've been in it. I'm more of a person, I'm gonna show you more than I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna I'm going to go to rehab. I'm going to rehab. No, I
post it on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not that type of person because I'm always so scared of the downfall.
Could be a reservation.
It could have been. I mean, that's what it is.
I don't want to say nothing because but No, the only reason I ask is because I think like that's a struggle with me. I see not really a struggle. Let me rephrase this. Not a struggle. It's just maybe an envious part that I see in other people, right?
Mhm.
So I have a supportive family, like but I've developed my own family, right? Like
Yeah.
when I say like my own family, I mean like I got a house with a wife and kids, and like that's huge. That's the center of the family now. Right now, it's not like I don't go to my parents' house for Thanksgiving. They come to my house for Thanksgiving,
Right.
right? So that's the family. The kids come there, but like my dad, he left when I was young. When I say left, that's just how I interpret it. But my parents got a divorce, and he went with his career, and my mom raised me. But like when I got clean, like it wasn't a lot of like I love yous coming that way from my mom. It was just so much. It was so toxic, man. And that was a
Mhm.
struggle for me. Like, and so if anybody's going through that, like I had to separate myself from it. Like I had to literally like I was living next to her at one time. I had to move, right? Because it was just so bad. Like, man, one time, let me tell y'all a story, right?
Yeah. Kick it.
This is
Is this the one where
a
she?
Waisaki
Is this
story.
the
I think I
one with
told
the
you this
date and the slap?
Yes, man.
Yes.
So I
I love this.
so I go on a date. So I go on a date with a nurse, right? And I got custody of Camden and Cadence, right? So everybody out there, that's my two youngest at the time. Now I got Luna now, but that's with my wife. So it's me and they're 4 and 5, and I don't it's just me and them. And my mom had moved into the same apartment complex, and her mental health. I seen it, but I didn't see it. But anyways, she was like, "Yeah, I'll watch the kids." So she's babysitting while I'm out on this date. And so I'm on this date, man, and like this is even. Let me tell you this because I'm in recovery now. So I'm gonna keep it 100, keep it
Keep it a
real,
band.
right? With everything. So the date is probably somebody I shouldn't be on a date with, right? She's a drinker. She takes me to a house. This is a very touchy place to put you in, and I had about I don't know 5 years class. I was a little further along in recovery, but still. So she takes me to this house, and they're playing drinking games, and so like for thank God I didn't drink, right? I participated and was drinking water, like, trying to, because I wanted to fit in,
Mhm.
right? But like I quickly realized, man, I'm in the wrong, what am I doing? But in the back of my mind, I thought I was going to be able to.
Yeah. She's getting drunk, so like
Yeah.
half the
So,
work's getting done
yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah. So we drive back, right? And we get to my apartment. She's like, and so, I'm thinking, and I can't drive. I don't have a driver's license at the time. So she's driving around, and she's like, she hit me with, can I use the bathroom? And I'm like, oh, so like I got
So
the
on.
yeah, right. So I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. So we go into my apartment, and she comes on in there, and she uses the bathroom, and next thing you know, I hear a knock on my door.
Why did you answer?
No, I don't know what I was thinking.
You never answered the knock on the door.
Yeah, man, and
Turn
it
the lights off.
was my mom, right? And she had a glass of water in her hand, and she was like yelling, "I can't believe you do it!" And then she threw the water in my face, and then smacked me
In front of the girl.
In front of the girl. The girl's like sitting behind, like standing, back by my room, right? I'm thinking she's getting ready to go in the room.
Date
and then,
over.
Yeah, and I turn around and look on her face was like, "What the, like the hell is?" And she quickly like bounced and left, man. And I was like, "Mom, what the?" I was so mad. I was like, "Just need my kids."
So you sat there drinking water all night.
Well, we only stayed
no
there.
payoff.
Yeah, no payoff. Yeah,
Got water in his face.
yeah. The guy got water back in my face, man. Man, it was terrible. But that's like that's the relationship with my mom, and that's like 5 years in. Like I'm 5 years in recovery. I'm doing good, taking care of my kids, and like she just, she got mad. I don't even know what got her mad, but like, so when I see, I don't think she's ever been to one of my anniversaries, and a lot of, if you are, if 12 step is your pathway, a lot of people, when they celebrate their time, their family comes, they usually have their family come, and my mom's never been to one of them. Right?
Well, this is an interesting point because supportive or not, or negativity or not, sometimes a separation from your family is key.
Is important.
Yeah. I follow the separation, but I love them to death. I'll go visit. But
Love my mom
I
to death.
can't
too.
live
Yeah,
it,
it's not- yeah.
Yeah, visitations have to be short. You know what I mean? Phone calls have to be, the penitentiary rules. In 15 minutes, I say, this GTL, you have 1 minute remaining. Like I say that, they'd be like, Travis, you're saying that. I'll be like, no, it's a recording.
That's funny, man.
I got a
'cause
weird phone plan.
I feel like when you call me, I gotta do the same damn thing, man. Because you just like your mom.
I'll just hang up in your face
You're a
all
damn
the time.
talker, man.
You
No,
call
you
me all
don't.
the time.
You're still talking.
That's it.
when I hang the
You're
phone
never
up.
getting nothing but text from me from now on. That's it.
He's mad now.
I know what to do.
I'm saying you're a talker. You're like your mom. She likes
He's
to
trying
talk.
to check
So
my
he hangs
emotional
up on you
IQ.
quick, and I hang up on him quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Joyce
Yeah, how do you
suffers.
feel about that?
Joyce suffers from what I used to do. Right. I would never say goodbye. Just be like, click. Like
Yeah.
we'll be in the conversation. The conversation's over.
Yeah.
And it's not like, all right, bye. All right, see you later, dog, or I'm gone or whatever. It's like click. And
I'm gonna-
I used to do the same thing.
I'm
and
gonna
then I was-
start utilizing that more
Yeah.
myself.
I used to do the same thing, and then I realized, well, maybe I need to practice saying goodbye. Right?
But the funny thing is, someone thought I was doing it all the time at work. 'Cause Clay said that. He say, and then he heard me on the phone with my son, and he's like, "Oh, that's just what you do."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What do I do?" And he's
Just
like, "You just hang up
hang
on
up,
people
yeah.
when you're done talking."
So I can't like my kids
I didn't
like they
realize it.
yeah so I used to do exactly the same thing, and then my kids called me on it because they were like, I love you, and I just hung up, and they're like, they called me
Damn.
back, right? And they're like, you're not gonna tell me you love me, and I was like, you're gonna say bye, and I was like, oh damn, I don't do that. I need to
Yeah.
tighten
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, you set the rules in opposition too, man. This is crazy. I just thought about this. Like,
Just
okay,
spit
so
on the
like,
mic, man. What you
yeah,
doing,
because I know I'm
man?
mad. I mean, my emotional IQ
mad
is still
'cause you-
low.
you-
No, I
You mad because
no,
you talk a lot.
I'm not mad. No, listen,
All right.
you can't set up the rules like that. You can't say like, I'm the chief operating officer.
When
have
did-
to-
when
you
did I
have to
say
answer-
that? When did I
you-
say that?
You have to answer my phone call if I call.
When
And
did
then,
I say-
and then you get mad because you got a low emotional IQ. If we don't answer the phone, you get mad.
Hold on,
And
hold on.
we start to. And
Hold
then,
on.
no, you said if I call you, you have to answer the phone.
That was something for work stuff.
Yeah. So, but
We
how
got
do you
two
know?
different
How do you know
hats.
you don't have a separate number?
I don't never
You don't
know with
believe in
you.
two phones.
You're right. I don't never know with you.
Yeah. So then you're gonna call us, and then I'm like, damn, I have to answer. Which sometimes I don't. I'll look at it, and I don't hit the button
Well,
either.
I'll
I let
tell
it ring all the way through. He's gonna sit there, and it's gonna ring all the way through. Which had a long message too. But I always call back.
Hold on. Hold
And then he's
on.
gonna tell me I talk too much. Click in my face without saying goodbye.
I'm not talking about work stuff. I'm talking about this dude right here.
He's got a
man.
lot of games, don't he?
I'm
And
saying,
the whole time
hold
he's
on.
temperature
Anybody-
checking your
anybody-
emotional IQ.
Anybody out there listening to this, if you know Travis,
Travis,
does Travis talk a lot?
You do, Travis. You remember you were trying to intern for me a little while, and after your first day, we can keep you in there.
This
any
hurts
longer.
me deeply, Joyce.
I love you though.
You gotta
I
get the
love
hell out of
you
my
so
office.
Now I'm going to
Too much.
tell you how
It
deep.
took
Steve, hold on,
2 hours.
Steve. Does Travis talk a lot?
I say the perfect amount.
It took him
Steve-
2 hours
Steve
to do an
said-
intake.
Steve said he says, I know, I remember that intake. I was like, what's going on with this intake? He's like, Joyce is like, Travis is doing it. I was
And
like,
it was
Yeah.
2 hours, and I was like,
what are you doing, man?
I like to be thorough. Y'all say talk a lot. I
You
say
ain't
thorough.
thorough because you don't pay attention to detail.
I want to tell you, like they're trying to check my emotional IQ, but I want to tell you, like Joyce even tried to prime me up with this. She gave me this mellow tea beforehand because the whole time they knew they were going to come in here, but you're not going to get me because the mellow tea, it's working.
but I enjoy your conversation though, bro.
Me too.
I enjoy it.
I love Travis. to
Don't
death.
stop
I love
talking.
Now they're trying to verbally massage me. I'm not falling for this. I'm not falling because it's going to be something. It's going to be something. They're going to ask me to do something. There's something that needs to be shoveled or moved.
No, but the Halloween party, you gotta make sure you come to that.
What
family-
the trick or trunk,
No, the family Halloween party.
trunk or treat? Oh, the family.
Yes.
Our new family, the immediate family.
My family.
Yeah,
Which is your
yeah, yeah.
family. What you
Yeah. I mean, we're not inviting like the orbiter outside.
no,
the orbiters.
orbiters. No orbiters.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I can attend then.
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly.
Just
If I
keep
answer
talking.
the phone for you
All right, yeah.
after work hours.
Well, you know what? If you don't answer, you know what you just said, right? You have to answer the phone. So
Yeah. At
It's
home
what
work
it is.
hours. We'll talk about this later.
all right, man. What we got, man? Because we Joyce keeps checking her phone over there. She's waiting on some phone calls.
Yeah.
We got into the last parting words. We talked about some reservations. We talked about family, and how important it is, not to forget that we hurt them. Do we have any parting words?
Yeah, rid yourself of those reservations, man. I think the literature says, oh my God, this is popping into my head. I'm really reading this stuff. It said, until we rid ourselves of all reservations, the foundation of our recovery is shaky. I'm gonna put shaky on
He had it
there.
highlighted.
I like to put it like that. I don't-
It doesn't say that exactly, but I'm impressed that you knew most of that.
So we need to rid ourselves of those reservations. So yeah, take those phone numbers out of your phone.
It says we rob us of what the program has to offer.
Yeah, and the program has to offer a lot. What do you got, Joyce?
Well, my thing is like why I don't have a reserve or why I don't want to go back to the person I was is because I hated who I was before, and under no circumstance will I return to being that type of person.
And now you the bomb right now.
Yeah, I
Yep, you
guess.
kick
We'll
ass.
talk afterwards.
Well, she was
who's-
until she told that Travis intern story. Now she's like a little
who's-
grenade, but I
who's,
mean,
um,
it's still awesome.
Who's Stacy Nardi?
Somebody
Matt?
that loves
No,
our
I'm
jokes.
just curious. Is that because that's isn't there a participant's last name Nardi?
No.
No.
Hi, Stacy.
Hey, Stacy though. All
Shout
right.
out to
So
Stacy. Is that a
so,
laughy face?
that was like she's laughing.
Oh,
She was laughing because she knows you and she knows you talk a lot.
Oh,
Hey, Stacy, there she is. Hi.
All right. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Reservations, families, Oh, okay.
Nathan Miller's mom.
Yeah.
yeah, we know her.
Yeah, I told y'all that was somebody-
Definitely not a participant.
no,
right
no,
now.
it's somebody's family member.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, we know her.
And
Love
Stacy,
her.
we just were talking about. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
and he's here right now,
Mhm.
isn't he?
Hmm.
I don't know.
I have a reservation about answering phone calls.
Travis is stuck on. Yeah.
Sorry.
Travis is stuck.
I'm gonna
on.
rid
Now he-
myself of that.
Yeah.
Start
All right.
hitting the
Well,
button.
Stacy. Yep, that's what I thought. I know. Stacy, thanks for tuning in, Stacy. Do us a favor if you can. Hit this on YouTube and subscribe to the podcast. It's on YouTube, man. We want to get all our subscriptions up there on YouTube, and we appreciate you tuning in. And if anybody out there, if you know anybody, you got a loved one, anybody that needs anything at all, give us a call 804-249-1845. One thing that all the staff are pretty much trained on. Now we have an admissions team that usually handles all admissions, but we're all trained to be resources. We're resource brokers. So if for some reason we're not able to get you some services here and get you help here, we will find somewhere that can. That's something that we will guarantee. We'll be able to give you some resources to get you some help. Now, whether you're willing to do it or not, because sometimes that one resource we try to give everybody, they always use, I ain't going there. Everybody knows that place, but we're a resource center. So if you need any help, you got any loved ones out there, give us a call. And
I was talking that good stuff. Sorry.
yeah, thank you. I saw you on Saturday and you were talking then. Yeah, Stacy, right? No, what Stacy is saying is that you talk a lot. That's what she's saying. She's
Talking that
agreeing.
good stuff.
You talked that good stuff this morning too. Do we have time
I
to go into
did.
No, we don't have no time to go into that. All right, so we're getting ready to head out of here, y'all. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace. Joycey didn't get her last words.
She
I
did
did.
too. She was first to go. What do you
No.
mean?